What do you do when you are upside down or underwater on your car loan? Let's go over exactly what that means and what you can do to fix the situation. But before we jump into the video, if you want to get your money questions answered privately, we can do so through my budget coaching program, Budget Bootcamp. I'll link to that below if you're interested. Let's go ahead and hop into this video. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt, including your car debt, and living payment free. So this is a tricky situation that some of you have been in, and I'm sure that's why you're watching this video, when you're upside down on your car loan. And what that simply means is your car loan, you owe more on your car loan than what the car is actually worth. So it's really easy to find out if this is happening to you by taking a look at your loan balance and then taking a look at how much your car is worth. Now you can use two different resources. You can use Kelley Blue Book, or you can use NADA. NADA is the National Automobile Dealers Association, and just doing some quick research for this video, it sounds like a lot of dealerships are using NADA to get evaluation of your vehicle. Okay, so I want to go over how this happens, what you can do about it, and then what does Dave Ramsey say about this, because I actually found quite a lot of information on upside down car loans from listening to his show and having a lot of callers call in. So this typically happens when you roll negative equity into a new car loan. So you've already done this before. You already owe money from a previous car and now you're rolling that amount into a new car loan to get a new car. It also happens if you don't put any money down on your car, you finance it, and it's typically a new car that you're driving off the lot. Remember, a new car depreciates immediately in value as soon as you drive it off the lot, so oftentimes that can get you into this situation. Or you've just taken out too much car, more than what you can afford. So that's how this happens, and there are a few things that you can do about it. It may not be considered an easy path, but it is a solution to help you get out of this situation. The first thing that you can do is you can sell back your extended warranty. Now, this idea actually came from my brother-in-law who was in a similar situation with his GMC Terrain, and what he told me is he had an extended warranty on this car. He went through all of that fine print and saw that it wasn't worth anything, and so he worked with his lender and said, I don't want this anymore, let's take it off. It ended up shaving off about $2,000 from what he owed. Then he was able to sell that car privately, and what he told me was it was kind of a pain in the ass to get the buyer and the bank involved, but that's exactly what you have to do if you still have a lien on your car. And so he was able to say, okay, this guy wants to buy my truck. This is the lender who needs to make these pieces move and work all together. It's a pain, but it's doable, and you have to be diligent about that entire process all the way through. Now, if you still owe money left over after that transaction happens, which is common a lot of the times, then what you can do is either you can consolidate that balance into another loan, such as a personal loan, or sometimes in the case for my brother-in-law, he said that they wouldn't let him consolidate it, that he would have to keep it as a car loan, owed an extra $2,000 to $3,000 on that car loan with no car to show for it, but completely paid it off and is not going to get into that situation again. So that is something that you can do. Look for options to either consolidate what is left over and talk to your lender about figuring out a good payment plan for you so that you can stay on top of it. I would much rather have a $3,000 debt versus a $24,000 debt where the car payments are just eating me alive. So you got to think about it in those terms. Now, when you sell that car back and you're getting out of that loan, you're minimizing what you may owe $30,000 on, and now you're minimizing it down to maybe $3,000, $5,000. You're probably going to ask yourself, okay, how am I going to get around if I just sold that car? If you're a two-family car, you're going to have to go down to one car, and yes, it sucks. It really does suck, but that's what you're going to have to do so that you can build up cash, so that you can buy a beater car, drive that around until you can get yourself out of this mess. These are the temporary sacrifices. Remember, everything that you're doing right now with your debt-free journey is temporary. This does not mean that you're going to be driving a beater car for the rest of your life. It just means temporarily you are making the sacrifices. You ain't too proud to get into a hoopty and make things happen with your debt-free journey. This is how it goes. In fact, when I was in my debt-free journey, I got rear-ended so bad, the rear bumper completely fell to pieces, bent the frame. I ended up having to get a salvage title on my car, and I could have easily gotten myself into one of these big car payments and gotten myself into a bigger mess. But instead, I asked myself, can I sacrifice this car? Can I keep driving this car and just suck it up, keep driving this car without a bumper, and make this happen so that I can save up cash for the next car? And that's exactly what I did. Okay, so what does Dave Ramsey say about people who are upside down on their car loans? So he had really good criteria. 2 different things that you need to ask yourself in order to see whether or not you should sell the car that you owe on or just keep it and pay it off and be done with it. So the first criteria is if the car's value is less than half of your annual income, and if you keep those car payments, can you be debt-free within 2 years? If yes, then you can make the choice to keep the car if you like it, pay it off, just add it to your debt-free journey and continue moving forward, and then you're just going to pay cash for cars moving forward. If no, then you need to sell the car and get it ready and go through those steps that I mentioned. Now, it's interesting, I was talking about this on Instagram, and there are a couple of people who DM'd me about some stories just working in car dealerships, and this particular story I wanted to share with you guys. So Elizabeth says, "Hi, I've been following you for a while, and I previously worked at a new car dealership. At my time there, I saw people take some interesting loan choices. One person took out a $10,000 home equity loan plus $22,000 car loan to pay for a new car. And then one person took out a $40,000 car loan on a $35,000 car so she could use the difference to pay for Christmas presents." My mind is blown. Like, now you're just financing, for the first person is borrowing from his house. The second person is borrowing from the dealership to pay for Christmas. And $5,000 for Christmas presents? Holy cow, is everybody just getting like MacBooks and iPods? iPods aren't even a thing. MacBooks and iPhones? Like, what is going on? Why do you need that much money for Christmas presents? Oh my God. Okay, then this other story, she says, there was a father and son who came into the dealership. The son was purchasing his first adult car. He was 22 and buying a brand new 2020 Corolla last summer. So right when the new models came out, his dad literally took a $10,000 home equity loan, and he took out a $22,000 loan with a 7.5% interest rate. I mean, at that time, and I know, because when I got rear-ended, I was 23, 24 years old when this happened. I know that when you graduate college, you think it's all about the image. You've got this brand new job. You want to make yourself look like you're successful, and there's nothing successful about a $400 car payment at 22 years old or whatever it is. I'm sorry, that is not success. Success is building up the cash, saving for your car, walking into a dealership or working with a private party and saying, how much? That's it. How much? Not what are the payments, it's how much, and that's it. That is the mindset that you have to get into if you want to live like a debt-free millennial. If you want to live debt-free for the rest of your life, you have to ask how much, and that includes cars. That's, in a nutshell, how you get out of this mess. There's going to be some hard work that you need to do on your part to make this happen, but really the hard part is calling your lender, asking them, if they can help you out with your car loan, the situation that you're in, and then also looking at getting your car ready for sale if that's what you end up doing. Otherwise, if you can justify using Dave Ramsey's criteria, keeping the car, and you like the car, just add it to your debt snowball, shake it off, get going on it, and you will come out the other end debt-free if you stick to the plan. Don't forget, if you guys want to check out my budget coaching program, Budget Bootcamp, I will link to that in the description below, where we can talk about this exact situation and more privately, one-on-one. And don't forget to subscribe to the Debt Free Millennials channel for more tips on how to crush your debt and live payment free.